is a lot dropping over in that military base. They're not in the smash zone just yet, but they are the team that is closest to it. Only 7 points behind right now. E-Arena, they're still in South George. It's very likely that they're going to take a long time to go for this rotate.
Yeah, super unlucky on the side of E-Arena. They've had to do the longest rotations in Erangel all day today, and I think that's why we've seen them not have as much success as normal. But this is a perfect zone for Nongshim, right? They're going to have the north side of military all to themselves. They know this side of the map like the back of their hand. Enigma Galaxy, in the meantime, starting to mix into a little bit with Ida, a team they're super familiar with as they battled with them in Pachinki at the start here of the finals.
I mean, it felt like, Ida were across the bridge a lot earlier than this. They just did not have a setup.
No.
So, Enigma Galaxy getting across pretty much for free on that location is a great result for the squad. They are, of course, 22 points behind that Smash bubble, but she'll need to try and push past in the next, as you say, 2 matches.
Yep.
To break on in there. And now Ulf could potentially try and roll across the bridge, but they are going to roll into a much harder stopping block, I imagine, given that Ida have now kind of solidified out to the west side of that exit, and Enigma Galaxy hold the compound to the east side of the bridge.
I'm interested to see the kind of plays we're going to see from these teams, especially in that mid-lower part of the leaderboards, because, you know, they want to still win this. It's still possible, but what kind of different play styles are we going to see? Like, even Godlike with 74 points. To make it possible, they need a 25-point game here and in the next one. So they'd have to go and just eliminate everybody, right? So I would want to see aggression no matter what from them. Team Flash with 92 points, right? They're going to be hunting down that 122. That's 30 points in the next 2 games. So 15 and 15, much more manageable, right? At the same time, that's a chicken dinner with 5 eliminations, so it's not going to come easy.
Hey, we're just going to see. Sure. We're just going to have to see what happens in this game, because right now 4 Thrives with their opportunity crashing into S2G with theirs as well. 1 step closer to the smash zone. 4 Thrives denied there as S2G put their first point on the board after gaining that smash point in that last game and holding this south edge. I mean, they're feeling all right. They're feeling all right. We're still waiting for zone. To really decide where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I have this.
We're on that most southern part of military, just thinking they can kind of get some of that loot. S2G finding one of their players isolated, and that's IQ gone. Just like that. Only player out of the lobby so far. Looking on over, there's still a lot of teams that are in the blue zone still. I mean, we got E-Arena still in South George, so they're going to be pushing in super late. Tianba's up there, Godlike's up there, Aura are still just crossing Yasnaya. So a lot of teams going to be very, very late on this rotate.
Little family outing for Vitality. Pop into the hovercraft, luggage in the boot. Getting that fuel back on board. Minimal vehicles though. Makes this south side for them a lot more difficult to navigate. I'm not too happy with the amount of mobility that they're going to have. They do need to potentially try and find some vehicles or steal some from another team, as our circle will be coming in fairly soon. Yeah, for Vitality, might be a foot-based approach for the future if that hovercraft draws the fire like we see it. The circle shifts out west, and it does keep a lot of that military island in. It's got to push Al-Ula away from Novo, and the teams on the east bridge potentially going to have a little bit of a hurry up, but Al-Ula have that outpost over to the west. The east bridge, it's going to be a fairly easy disagreement to settle, I imagine, for Flash and Orangutan. Not for either of the 2 teams, but it should be a fairly simple solution for whichever team comes out on top. At the moment, looks like Orangutan might have the better end of the stick, because the res does need to come through.
Res needs to happen. Unfortunate for Al-Ula, they can't catch a break. You know they wanted that observatory position so bad. But they're at the bottom of the leaderboard. It's going to have to do it the hard way. Still on the north side of this island, we got OG battling it out with Team Flash. 2 teams pretty down on the leaderboards. Trying to soak up some points here, get some extra placements. Again, you know, Team Flash have a possibility to make a run of it. They need 15 points in this one and the next one to reach that smash zone, to try and smash in that final match. That's if we even get there. We could end this game here and now, folks. But you know what? Before it ends, you guys got to get in the game and get one of those Naruto Uzumaki skins right there. We got the Ninetales Fury's AUG still available. Get it while you still can. Aurora, though, at 4th Thrive. This is a huge fight. They are battling it out over by these playing fields. Zol's going to have the angle there on T24. Throws the Molotov on him. He's going to have to move. The nade goes out to Zol. Picks him off a little bit. And now it's a battle. The util, he touched the molly!
Oh.
He touched it with the tiptoe and gets knocked. Another huge mistake here out of 4th Thrives.
Hey, 4th Thrives had so much momentum, but the pendulum swings back the other way, and Aurora now are another step closer. They put a second elimination point on the board. They are drawing inexorably towards that 122 metric. Now 5 points for them left to try and claim, to join for a potential smash in Miramar if we get that far, because remember, 3 teams can still win it. And we've seen 2 chicken dinners on milli circles coming from Nongshim, who have a 2-2 split on the north side of the island right now. Furia may look to try and challenge the northern point of this. And are Nongshim going to look to regroup over towards the northwest side of Millie? They will have to, at some point, decide which outpost they want to commit to. It may need another circle for them to do so.
Yeah, they're in a really great spot right now. The problem is that everyone's going to want it. And they are completely surrounded by squads. And I guarantee you, the second a team realizes Nongshim where they're at, they're going to full commit to them for sure to try and stop them. E-Arena, meanwhile, going to be coming in through the zone on the north side. Where's the shift going to go? If it goes to the bridge, oh, this is going to be straight chaotic.
It's going to go. It's going to go a little bit close to the bridge. Now Nongshim need to regroup. For my money, I think that southwest side might just be a little bit better for them. They're right next to Ida there. Fury are going to charge on in over the hills. E-Arena have yet to get across the zone as well to get towards that military island crossing. Godlike are going to contest them on it. This could be the make or break moment for E-Arena. If they can get across, they've got the backline of that coast to keep them a little bit safer, but they have to get there first and challenge off Ulf. Maybe Nigma Galaxy will join in that fray, but they have to get across.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get across, and it's gonna be a tough one right now. I mean, there is so many different teams crowding these bridges, and on both sides, on the eastern and western bridge. You can see Nongshim, though, they got those sandbags. They're going to be holding this hill. This is a great spot in this circle. Going to have so many different sight lines. They can rotate away from it if necessary. They just got to watch out for the crash. These guys are set up for this one here. I'm not kidding. They are the biggest threat in this lobby right now.
It's crazy. Nongshim in a command point in this circle with the chance to smash this away. Put another military victory under their belt as well would be incredible. What a way to close it down. But they have got a long way to go. We're only 12.5 minutes into this game. And there's going to be at least 15 more of them ticking away every second. A drop of sweat beading on their foreheads of one of our players.
There's Godlike keeping an eye on E-Arena. Oh, it looks like we did get a huge knock. That's XZY.
Okay, that's resable.
Yeah, that is resable, so you should be able to get safe. Yeah, okay, so Nongshim gonna keep their player up here.
Okay.
Remember, they don't know who it is until it's flushed, so they still don't have a clue it's Nongshim just yet. Yeah, okay, so Nongshim.
To this Nongshim position, given that the direction of Crash would need to come from the north side at the moment, and Furia, Alula, generally not going to have the greatest of times getting across whilst each other are still there, not to mention Nigma Galaxy pushing in from that north side as well. So I feel like for the next circle 2, maybe, Nongshim Red Force is going to be very, very safe and secure in this position in a central spot. I'm also looking at S2G on the southwest side. No one really contesting them. Of course, you do still have Fulak from 4th Thrives, the last player to stay alive, who could potentially find a backstop position, find an off angle, a cheeky little snake in the grass play. But for S2G on the southwest side, I think they have a good run up as well once everybody else crunches in.
Yeah, there's so many teams here. I mean, S2G, Nongshim Red Force, they're going to have some big dominant positions and could win this game and end the tournament here and now. The question is how are they going to handle these fights? Do they take some of the fights early on like they normally would? Maybe not, because it's going to give away their position and a lot of attention is going to be laser focused on them. A southern shift happens. S2G have the high ground.
Now, this is really important. Sure, S2G have that high ground. This is really good for them, but Nongshim's decisions in the next minute or two are going to be pretty make or break. The teams on the northeast side will have to figure out who's going to take a crack at it. I feel like Nongshim can kind of stay here for a little bit longer, but they have to be able to hold out as the crossing on the bridge starts to unfold. We've got 4 teams behind the queue, and actually E-Arena are sweeping in to try and play in behind this. They think, oh, surely the eastern bridge is going to be empty. Think again.
Nope, there are a whole bunch of teams holding on this eastern bridge. There's like a bunch of squads, and IGL's had the same idea. And this is stage 4. The blue zone is really going to start chunking them here. They cannot afford to be holding here for so long. And for Team Flash, this is their chance to disrupt E-Arena.
A real big chance. E-Arena have stumbled at every block since that first match that saw them into the Smash Zone. And they are being denied access. So many players sit in front of them. You've even got Eagle behind in Milta for Tianba to try and make that one happen. So a really, really desperate scenario now for E-Arena, whilst the 2 teams that sit with them in the Smash Zone are laughing, and there goes Schweppes.
There goes Schweppes.
Unresable now, stage 4.
And now WizGod is going to be looking to get that thirst, soak up their points. They know it's E-Arena here. Oh, the pan shot.
Okay.
Woo! He said, okay, let me go ahead and get back to this side. Mormon desperate at this point, just going to be full sending it across this bridge to try and survive. The blue zone chunking them down. And the crowd, you can hear them chanting. I can hear the S2G chants already. They know this looks really good, but can they finish it out?
Oh, this east side concluding, and we didn't really catch it on camera, but Furia went up towards Nigma Galaxy to take that fight on the northern side. They were able to take a player down and not lose any themselves, but again, that leaves no challengers from the east towards that Nongshim high ground position in those sandbag spots. Everybody from the east side is going to be coming into this zone raggedy, run through, as E-Arena do manage to get across the bridge, but at the cost of Schweppes.
Yeah, at the cost of Schweppes and a whole bunch of utility as well. They're going to be going through almost all their meds here just to try and survive. And then they're going to have to get lucky into this circle. They're going to have to hope to catch a third party, something. If they do get that third party, though, and win that fight, this could be dangerous. Let's see how this works out, though, as now we're going to look at Furia getting mighty close to Team Flash. That nade just a little bit too far from Bose.
Frag's still going. He's taking shots over on the northwest side, over at Godlike. Don't think he's going to manage to push through with complete ease, but it's a good start. As the blue zone at his back, Bose for Team Flash. Remember, they were the team that was holding out that east bridge. They alleviated that pressure, and now they might try and turn their attention to our tabletop as Nongshim Red Force in their bunker spot. It is really dicey for everybody on this east side. They have to push past such a difficult, impregnable position.
Hey, they found a spot though, right? E-Arena was able to find a little bit of space here and possibly some eliminations as WizGod is trying to drive by. He thought this was open. No, it's not. WizGod almost on fire, somehow still alive. What? And now getting taken out by Alula.
All right, okay. Well, that was a crazy dash out of the open through the melee position. A team that we haven't talked about in a while is Aurora, who sit as a blocker to Alula. And remember, they are a team chasing towards that Smash Zone. And they find a spot on towards Mormon as well, and knock over to E-Arena, and they are now down another player. Vitality pick up that flush. So Aurora denied the point, which could be pretty crucial if they do not make it into the Smash Zone here. But with Aurora in the buildings on the south side of this zone, as it pushes, by the way, away from Nongshim, that could be devastating for Aurora if they don't make it all the way.
Aurora looking dangerous, though. They're actually going to be fighting out with E-Arena. That's a big one, a big fight about to take off as they're waiting for this next circle. This is still stage 5, but military zones are just so dangerous. Aurora are going to have this beautiful compound for now, so they don't have to move. Right now, they're just keeping eyes on Alula, trying to get a few more eliminations. They know they're that close. Only 5 points away now from that Smash Zone.
Goodness me. I feel like the most important decision here is Nongshim's rotate. The question is when. What do you need to have in place before you go for it? And I feel like this is one of them. Clearing out the Team Flash, as soon as they roll out, they're going to get hounded down. So the ability to clear that out is brilliant. But then where do you go from there? Maybe you try and crash towards the arena, but we'll see what they can find in the fight with Flash as they roll up for a second rundown. So easy goes low, but he's still got a little bit more bite behind him. Woo! And he snaps back. Flash do go down, and no knock sent, but here come Nick McGalaxy. They're straight into the fight. A 1-2 go down. There they go. What on earth was that? Nick McGalaxy with the targeted, surgical, precision strike. Take down the table toppers. Nongshim denied.
Out of here! Nick McGalaxy heard that fight. They knew who was on top of the hill, and they say, you know what? We want a piece of that, baby. And they got the whole thing. Nongshim Red Force are out. S2G, E Arena still alive. As Nick McGalaxy in just one fell swoop could have saved this tournament, and we could see another match.
My goodness me, but S2G with that opportunity now on the southwest side of the circle. Have to get a little bit closer to it. They've still got the madman Falak to deal with, though, in the foothills of their position. And Lost is rolling up to it. There's a nade cooking, so have to be careful. Feel like they should know there's someone in the shack. They should know. As the nades are flying, Godlike are launching forwards. Kamikaze will certainly know about it now. Godlike wants to challenge on this hillside, the southwest side, getting hotter and hotter. Oh, okay, it's the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
On horseback, charging into battle.
Yeah! Falak on the move. 1 horsepower, man. He's on the move. Can he survive? He hops. Jumps out for a little bit longer and survives.
Hey, he's got that big iron on his hip. He's ready for the fight. Godlike try to take it down. You're going to have to do better than that. One more under the belt for Falak, but he goes down to a long-range third party, and the circle goes south too. Over to S2G. For Turkey, they have the shot. They have the inside track. It is about conversion now.
And the whole lobby needs to understand who is the greatest threat in this lobby. It's S2G. They're alive. They have the high ground. They have the ammunition. They could end this tournament right here, right now. A lot of fights happening on the other side of things, though, and that's going to be chaotic on the side that S2G are starting to spread their wings. They're taking so much real estate in this circle, looking to get the chicken.
They could make it up to first place overall, and down go E Arena, so now guaranteed the only team to make it across, to be in with a chance, with a smash victory on this game, on this final angle, is S2G. But Aurora could change that tune. They are 2 points away from the smash zone. One more team goes down, they are in, and on the north side, it makes it happen. Aurora will join the top 3 in the smash zone if we go to another match.
Oh, and you could see Zol. He knows it. He knows exactly where this S2G squad is. He spotted him. Did he spot Hansuji, though, in the grass, waiting to make a play? Zol getting mighty close here. Oh, Hansuji does stand up. The fight waiting to happen. This could be the fight to decide this tournament. Well, whichever team owns this one, they're going to control this entire side of the map.
Ooh. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only way for Aurora to keep this one going, for a chance at their own victory, their own table-topping performance, is to take down S2G, who sit atop the mountain, presiding over the military finish. Nongshim Red Force swept aside with a targeted strike from Nick McGalaxy. E Arena struggling, clawing their way towards the circle, finally fell apart at the seams and could not go the distance, but S2G have their chance.
They've got it. You can see Kamikaze spreading out, rocking a 3-1 split on the side of S2G. Team Vitality, another squad that could be dangerous. They're focusing on the wrong team, though. They're looking towards Aurora. All of their efforts need to be going towards S2G. If Vitality fight Aurora, that's a perfect opportunity for S2G to third-party this and take this tournament.
But I mean, where do Vitality go? Where do they go to try and make the most of this match, right? It is towards Aurora. You can't sweep west. Furious still have some snakes in the grass, and Kamikaze's reinforcing that position. I feel like Vitality might just be giving this one over to S2G.
You got to realize, Vitality, it's either go anywhere else or go home right now. If they battle this out, it's going to give S2G a massive advantage here in this game. as these are the two squads with a full team still alive in this tournament.
We need to put the aura in Aurora right now. They need to look big, play big, score big, get into the smash zone, because they are the only team really in the driving seat. The circle takes the backstop position out for S2G. Vitality are just gonna have to cross, but S2G might take shots at them as well. On this approach, up to the ridgeline, the fight is teetering. We are on a knife's edge.
Here we go. We can hear the crowd chanting S2G because they know they have the high ground. They do lose that building though, so that backstop there by SoulK. He's gonna have to jump on down and look at this position. This is all about fight timing. If Aurora and Vitality battle each other out, S2G should have this one in the bag. And Top is looking in Vitality's direction.
Okay. We'll see if this suppressive force can go. I mean, Vitality's approach is not easy, even if S2G aren't peeking all the way down. There is still angles that they can take over towards Vitality. And they may actually opt to stay on the top of this ridge.
You could feel the tension in the air. You can cut it with a knife. This could be the end of the tournament. We're watching the last game if S2G take this one. Furia. Don't count them out either. They have 2 players up, but they could definitely disrupt this entire fight.
Down the line.
Here we go. One more zone shift. One more zone shift to decide who's gonna have the advantage. And if S2G are gonna be able to take it. Chief driving up, he gets knocked out. Now it's only Ayala left for Furia.
There was also a knockover towards a Vitality player coming through from Aurora, who are pushing up to the ridge, but leaving Top out to deal with Vitality's position. It's so suppressed. Oh, the links coming into play, and there's a knockover towards Top. S2G find the backline. That's not going to be resable. 3 players now for Aurora, with their chance to take it all away, but S2G, with only 2 limbs, they don't need any more than that. All they need is the win, and with 3 teams beneath them. Oh, look how important Aurora think this res is. Top desperately calling for assistance. It's needed, and Kamikaze rolls out to try and suppress it, but no, lost back behind the tree.
Zeol with the critical shots and the off angle from Doc is able to knock a player from S2G, and here comes Aurora.
They're rolling
on the
in.
move. They got the shots. It's all Doc, baby, shutting them down.
Kamikaze now, the last player for S2G. It's still doable. It can still be done, but it would need a miracle. Reefus turns his attention towards the backline, so Vitality still sits living. 4 players alive, all rest up. They might be the ones to take it all.
It's Kamikaze versus the world. If he somehow takes this, it's game over. Ayala by himself. Reefus dominating this lobby, and Vitality's in trouble.
A Kamikaze in the center of the circle with the assistance from Ayala could suppress that position from Aurora. If they get Zeol back up, that does change the tune. And Kamikaze has the broadside. Reefus goes low but stays alive. And down go S2G. Aurora keep it going. We are going to Miramar.
We are going to the desert, and we only knew that in the last second. That one was way too close for comfort. At S2G, you can see the look on their faces, the devastation. It could have been over right then, right there.
They had that game in the palm of their hand, and through their fingers, the dust of their defeat pours down. And they are going to feel so bad about that one. Oh,
they had the high ground.
That high ground.
Oh.
Aurora with the charge through. It felt like the knocks were there. Everything was lining up. But they built that house on foundations of sand. And they have to go again. And this time, there's a 4th player in the ring.
Oh my goodness. It's games like that that are matches of nightmares. those are the ones that stick with you, that you remember, that you wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night just thinking, oh, if I would have just looked in this direction, made this one little move, we could have won it right then and there. But this tournament's not over. We still have 2 more matches left to go. But like you mentioned, Aurora are looking to roar up to the top as they take this one at the last second.
I mean, what a finish coming through. Kamikaze nearly getting this elimination onto Reefus as well. You could see how low Reefus got. Yeah, those nades got cleaning him up as well. Aurora, fantastic play coming through from them. They drop military, they stay military, they win military. That is how you want to close down Erangel. And what a sigh of relief for Nongshim and for E-Arena, who have another crack at this Smash victory.
Yeah, and I mean, I got to give some a major love to so many of the teams that we saw. Fudia put some good points there towards the end. Nigma Galaxy, honestly. Nigma Galaxy pushing, taking out Nongshim right there.
Kinda crazy.
That was crazy. And I think all of these teams need to give Nigma Galaxy a little pat on the back, say, hey, thank you for that one, because that was dangerous.
Absolutely, dap them up. We are going to be heading out for a few, but make sure you don't go anywhere because there are crucial games left to play. Let's see what we got for you.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, now a dark horse has arrived in that Smash Zone. It's none other than the silent killers of Aurora Gaming, because this squad, we have said it over and over again, if you give them a chance, they will take it. This squad has been through everything. They have had multiple global MVPs. The only thing that's missing right now, Max, is that trophy. And now that they're here, everybody that was in that Smash Zone, you better watch out.
Doc, I'm sorry. I was doubting you this tournament. He woke up and he chose violence that game. Oh my goodness, Vitality, S2G, it does not matter. He was chasing you down. And because of that, Aurora make it right into the Smash and can be competing for that trophy.
Can't they just? And guess what? We are looking at the final few matches here. We are going to be going into Miramar. Aurora do very well in Miramar. 9 times out of 10, they are big fragging, big winning. Cannot wait for this next one coming up because Aurora are in. They just might do it.
Yeah, and the position that they were in too, obviously on that bottom zone of the hill, they had Vitality to worry about. One player from Furia, and obviously, you know, you look at S2G sitting on the height. Lost, moving out of position there, and obviously Aurora catching them off. You can just see the dominance that this team has when they're under pressure.
15 eliminations out of this squad, 25 points total. And Hachu said this too, and we gotta make sure we double it up too, because Nigma Galaxy, everybody that wanted to go one more game, thank you Nigma Galaxy, because you decided to just full-on crash it to Nongshim Red Force.
Oh yeah, Flash and Nongshim Red Force. The fight begins on Crate Hill. They fully third party it. What a great re-engage from them.
Something we need to keep a close eye on is this right here. When you're not able to close it out, and it's something that you brought up earlier too, Lace. Sometimes in a battle royale, in PUBG Mobile Esports, you only get one chance to win it via smash roll. If you're not able to close it out, you start overthinking yourself. You start seeing what those players are currently doing, which is just putting themselves down and starting to doubt stuff in their head too.
I mean, we've seen it with the arena. Now, obviously, S2G, they had such a powerful position from the get-go. They were moving their rotation so well with each and every zone close. The height on the hill here, but like I said before, the positioning from Lost, sort of moving over this top side of the hill, unfortunately was caught out by Aurora looking down. So
Oh my goodness.
You can see the upset on their face from this, and they just knew from that moment they messed up, Max.
Oh, the Doc and Reefus wombo combo. Like, that is what you want to see as an Aurora fan. That is such a good execution. And really, the push from SGG, I would say, was not even a bad idea. But the thing is, they had so many angles on the side of Aurora. No tree, no rock was going to be enough cover to keep you alive in the very end. Kamikaze, of course, trying to keep the dream alive, but Aurora were just way stronger at the end. And Aurora now making the jump up, man. A four-man race. We don't see it very often on the global stage, but any of those four teams could still now be crowned your champions.
They can be crowned their champions, and we do have 2 games left if it doesn't finish here in a Smash, with the Smash format in this next match, which means that some other teams could still end up pushing out. We got a chance to see earlier that Smash race graphic. You can see Four Thrives is still, even though Four Thrives hasn't really been performing that well, awful day after that rondo, they could still find themselves a way up towards that Smash zone. But when it comes to Aurora, when it comes to that fight with S2G, I kind of want to rewind a little bit to that, because I was thinking maybe S2G took a little bit too long to try to get even more angles and spread out even more.
I'm not sure. I thought that S2G played it well enough. I thought that they had enough angles, that they were timing it very well. The problem was Lost getting knocked. For Aurora, that is like smelling blood in the water, and it just activates immediately. Like, once they get that knock, Aurora are all over it. Full push, full send, complete synergy. They like, right, we have a target, we know what we're doing now. So for me, I think it's less S2G and more Aurora.
Yeah, they were in great positions. I absolutely agree to you. And Aurora were moving to the rotation on Vitality. If they were just to wait another moment, it would have opened up an even better position for them. But obviously, you know, like Max says, they were sort of making that push. It wasn't the worst decision, it was the timing decision that put them out.
With that overall now, we see the Aurora jumping up to that second place in tying Nunsham Red Force at 140 points apiece. Nunsham Red Force does have 3 chicken dinners, Aurora with 2 here. And as we're looking at this overall ranking, even before this one, we got a chance to see the top teams for Miramar, Max.
Yes.
And we ended up seeing Nunsham there, and as well as E-Arena. This could be the turnaround for E-Arena.
I mean, especially, wait, Neptura, remind me, PMMI, Macau Invitational, which map was it the Nunsham Red Force won on and got the smash?
Was that game 6?
It was game 6, and it was what Battleground was?
I think that's a Miramar.
I think it was a Miramar. Exactly. Thank you very much for confirming my suspicions, Neptura, because it is Miramar. It's Nunsham Red Force o'clock. But I do want to say, Four Thrives, Nigma Galaxy, Furia, Tiamba, if we do get to that hypothetical scenario where none of the top 4 teams get chicken dinner, these guys, the top 3 is not going to cut it. You need a win if you want to do it. And you know what? That means from those teams on the second half of this first page, you need back-to-back chicken dinner to be the champions.
And we're starting to see the crowd pop off as well, especially towards the end when S2G, one of those players, ended up getting knocked. You can see all the fans from Horror, all the fans from Four Thrives just getting so excited, because that just means one more chance for those squads. Four Thrives, you are 17 points away. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, Lace, but they're going to have to try.
I'm a believer. There's still time, absolutely, for them and to be able to capitalize on that. And what we've seen, and obviously a lot of these zone pulls on Miramar, they could have that potential to be able to do it. Obviously, you know, we saw it from the, the hashtag EWC posts. They just need that chicken dinner, which will maximize those points for them, and obviously to close it out in the following game.
I'm just looking at a bunch of squads here as well that you have absolutely nothing to lose. Throw everything Do anything you can for those eliminations. Do anything you can for those points. And for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget that the PMWC Lucky Spin is currently available in the game. Log in and do your spins before it's gone. You could get the Electron Energy set, the Proton Power set, and that grows out that I'm just so close to getting it that I feel like today, after we crown a champion, I'll be able to get it. The PMWC Lucky Spin available now. Go check it out. Co-created with PDP creator Nana. But you were wanting to say something before we were talking about those awesome skins.
Talking about the bottom teams, right? The teams that have nothing to lose. I want to look especially at the Indian teams, right? Orangutan, and also looking at Godlike. AKOP had some really good plays, by the way, earlier today on Rondo specifically. So good one on AKOP. But at this point, it's just about getting experience. Just try and get as high a rank as you possibly can. I would say top 10 would be great to see you try and one of those two teams to try and finish on. But I'm sure that with how much they've learned this event, next time we do see them 7, they're going to come back even stronger, maybe in PMGC.
I think so. I mean, we already seen a strong performance out of OG, this one being now their second international event. For Godlike, they have completely shattered my expectations, even though after what I saw from earlier on, I had them in my top 5 for the finals here. The pressure, I feel like, ended up getting to them because it is their first international event. But I'm with you. I think that experience that they're going to be getting here is going to progress not only just for them, but also for India as a region.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you look at the likes of X-Force Rejects, for instance, down in Africa, right, the African region, their global experience has been moving forward and actually influencing other teams around them in their local area. So it's the exact same thing for our Indian teams here. I've been very, very impressed with Godlike, very impressed with OG. Even in the finals coming in here, day 3, looking really good, making some fantastic plays against the likes of Tiamba, like a lot of different teams here. I do think that, yes, the experience is one thing here, 7. That's definitely not to be overlooked because they just don't have the experience these other teams do. But I will say, even I was surprised by the big jump between group survival and finals. Like, it's a completely different lobby than what they played earlier in the week. So for them, it's just really hard to adapt as well. And yeah, they're getting left behind, but still massive GGs. I'm very impressed.
Completely different playing style here in the finals. Group A, we got a chance to see just tacticalness. Group B, we've got a chance to see aggressiveness. And survival, we got a little bit of a sneak peek. It was still passive, but now we're here in the finals. And now we only have possibly 1 match left. If nobody wins it from the top 4, then we will have that 6th match. But Barney, do you think it's going to be ending here in this first Miramar, or are we going to go one more?
Oh my goodness.
What is happening, dude?
My heart is coming out of every orifice that I have, Lucy. I don't know what is going on.
It's getting insane.
It's getting so spicy here on the Gadir City grid. Of course, we now have 4 teams that are on Smash Point. We've got Nongshim Red Force.
Yes, indeed.
E-Arena.
Since a long time.
I know. It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
S2G.
it was a long time ago now.
And of course,
and just Aurora Gaming just cuts it now.
I know, they're all fighting, battling tooth and nail for this right here. Our beautiful PMWC trophy and the legacy,
of course,
at EWC.
And I think there is people from all over the world as well, like watching them. And I think our audience is ready as well. Everybody's like, one more game? No, don't want one game, depending of who you're rooting for, actually.
That's right. We step foot onto Miramar for 2 times, potentially, but it could all end in the next match. And so, everyone in the Gadir City grid, are you ready?
Of course, make some noise! Here we are, back to Newcastle for the Game 5.
There you go, setting the stage perfectly there. Shout out to Barney and Luke, you've been absolutely killing it over the course of the event. And so have you, Paris. You've been absolutely electric here in the Gadir City grid. And all of us are sat in anticipation for what is yet to come as we move over from Erangel and set our sights on the new geometry that is Miramar Blank.
And we said goodbye to Rondo, we've said goodbye to Erangel, and we are saying hello to our 2 final Miramars, which will cap off this tournament. PMWC at EWC. It has been an absolute slammer of an event. But right now, that last game, not so much. It was a bit of a slam dunk from Aurora. And S2G misses the boat on that one.
And Eamon, I think what hurts most is that could have been the full 3-pointer Blank. They were set up for a nice swish in through the net.
Yeah, they were. They absolutely were, but bounced off the backboard, directly back into their own face. I mean, for Kamikaze, completely understand it. I think his center position movements have been sick throughout the tournament.
All right.
This one, not so great.
Okay.
I think sometimes you do have to peel back and realize we need the full 4v4. I think a lot of the time Kamikaze's gone for those center anchors. It's been fine because they've had the majority control anyway. And what he does by doing that is massively secure the win. Because he's able to play that position very effectively. That time around, when you've got Vitality up in that northern edge, you've got Aurora trying to push up the hillside, you need to fully reinforce that position. Otherwise, that happens. Either way, we were discussing it. It's a hard one because right now Aurora's on an absolute high. They are living in the clouds at the moment, but for S2G, that's a mentally booming game.
It's going to get you. It's going to get you. Even with the strongest mental fortitude, a game like that, you have to completely reset and effectively try and just play this one in isolation. Treat it as a best of one game, forget everything else. Because, yeah, otherwise you kind of sat there with the thoughts of that was our championship game. We were very nearly in a reality where we could have been crowned champions.
Yeah.
But there are other teams that are eligible for that to be the outcome. And of course, like we touched on, with 2 games left to go, there is still plenty of opportunity for any one of them to close it out. That smash rule could still come into effect. You could still close it here in game 5.
For Nongshim, we know they can do it already. They did it yesterday on game 6. E-Arena hasn't looked terrible on Miramar either. S2G is known for their Miramars. So we'll wait and see how it does pan out. We're just waiting to get into game right now as everyone gets set up and ready to jump in. All on our screens. I don't think it's been the worst of tournaments for them. It's just, there has been some missteps, right? And I think that it wouldn't be right for me to say that they've played fine throughout the entirety of this tournament. They have made some missteps here and there. Sometimes, I think Neptune actually put it very well. They play very reactive into some of their late games where I think there are some good decisions as they leapfrog into the circles, but then when things start to go wrong, they really go wrong. And that means losing one player here, one player there, trading off for things that they weren't quite expecting. But we do know that once Ulf gets towards an endgame as a 4-man, they look fine. They look really good. But it's getting there, which has been the difficulty for them. Aura, Sleepy currently is doing an incredible amount of work for the squad today. Looking fantastic. But we have seen them to lose that Arundel earlier on where it just felt like a sure thing. Tiamba was just showing up in a big way.
They were indeed. It was great to see the rise back to form for Tiamba. Topsy-turvy road for Enigma Galaxy as well. A lot of squads, a lot of narrative, things that we'll be picking into as this develops. So get in store for it. We're about to go live with this one. Miramar, Game 5 here at PMWC, at EWC 26. Looking to crown another new champion, another new organization to fly the banner high, and our next 4 kings of PUBG Mobile here on the grand stage, live from Paris, France.
Penultimate match here. It's going to take an ultimate game for some of these guys to get it done. 4 teams vying for control right now. Other teams looking to break in that 122 points barrier to potentially take it all home on that final match. We're looking at Furia, Tiamba, 4 Thrives, Enigma Galaxy to make that jump. But there are 4 teams that could stop it right here, right now. Going into map number 5. Nongshim stopping out short over towards Ruins as per usual. Nice playing path for them. They can get looted very, very quickly and move into that circle when it pops. We've not seen a lot of western circles, and Nongshim's been able to play a lot of these like southeast, east circles fairly well, despite starting in Ruins, which is, I think, the most impressive thing about them. Tiamba out down towards Impala. And S2G will have to go for the full reset. And like you say, you kind of want the men in black mind wipe right now, don't you, really, from the coaches?
Yeah, the neuralizer. Wipe that off. Glad to see this, though, mate. Yeah, a bit more normality instantly into this one in terms of the circle. We've had some pretty wacky circles at times, made it a bit uncomfortable for a few of the squads, a few of the games. It's going into our first of the 2 Miramars, potentially 2, that is. Glad this is a more consistent start to open us up.
Yeah, we're around El Azahar, Hacienda del Patron. Kind of don't want to center up too much around here because we're heading over towards those horrible dead fields. Always a bit uncomfortable to play. You got Death Valley down towards Ricardo way. La Bandita is going to create a little bit of a funnel for our teams playing Los Leones, Podpariso, as well as Impala. For S2G, straight shot towards the center available for them here. I think they're fine playing from truck stop. Nongshim Red Force, a little bit more of a journey, but can wrap on that north side. And again, jumping into this one, got to get a move on. Just like Naruto Uzumaki. Just straight running across that water. But we want to bring some heat to the equation, some fire, with the Ninetales Fury Orc skin as well as the Naruto Uzumaki set. Plenty to win in game, plenty to grab. Make sure you do join in. But join us now as we head back into the game.
Yeah, that'll always be there waiting for you whilst the event's ongoing. To take advantage of it, but like Blank said, we'll stick with the present for now and see what we get out of this. Obviously early doors into it initially. No over-aggression necessary from the teams, not worth the risk due to the damage it could do back upon you. So it will be a fairly safe opening few minutes here of looting for a decent majority of our squads. Bit of a split there from OG early with the 3-1 setup, Aru further back. Ooh, and this has actually resulted in a bit of commotion as well. More high octane than potentially our first four. S-Power comes in with the opening elimination as Godlike do get line of sight down onto OG.
Yeah, good shots from S-Power. Again, he has really made a name for himself here. Very well known within his own region, but now on a global stage. Known to be able to tango with the best of them. Incredible clutches throughout the entirety of the tournament for S-Power. Really just hope to see more of him in the future, honestly. This has been a wonderful event for him. Alongside with the rest of the squad supporting him wonderfully. Ulf getting nice and central on this one too. Just underneath Hacienda. Still a lot of teams yet to move in just yet though. Aurora getting the full loot on. You can see them on our screens right now. Still looking for some supplies. Mini 14 switched out there for the M16. But not set up, but I want to see what he picks up. Tiamba, genuinely from Impala right now, would be nice to see them getting another strong match in. Already shown they can do it. And with how tight those rankings are towards the top, I mean, just look at 8th through 5th. You're looking at 103 to 105. That's a big jump up in prize pool as well. And it may all end here on this match, so you can really switch things up very, very quickly. I think for Tiamba, getting a top 5 in this event would be a really, really good result for them. A bit hard to jump up over towards that top 4 with E-Arena on 123. I think that does bear mentioning, though, of E-Arena 123, because remember the first match on Rondo, they hit 122.
Yeah.
Over the next few matches, they have earned a single point. And this is what Smash ruling does to you, man. Because you are so focused on getting that chicken dinner, so focused on hitting that smash that you forget that this might just go all the way through to the 6th match. And then Nongshim just takes it off the back of the tiebreaker between them and Aurora.
Now that is the double-edged sword to it. You're scared to play it out like a regular game due to the fear of having it slip through your fingertips and not getting that instantaneous win. But then, like you touch on, you leave yourself very susceptible to be lapped, and it's been a nice step up from the teams above them that are dangerously close to all being tied. 1 point of difference there, S2G on 139, everyone else on 140, and Nonshin and Aurora. The one saving caveat could be the fact we've seen a bit more aggression from our teams trying to first onto the big dogs in the lobby that are in the smash zone. So that's been saving these games and keeping them going for a bit longer. Cheeky peek there. Shots on target, but goes both ways. Bit of damage back over onto Ulf, and the 4 Thrives boys do start to turn tail.
Lovely pickup from Huzaifa there. He had his eyes over towards that concrete there, understood that that's a potential position a team could be playing in, instantly rebuffs the shots, and because of that, Falak stays up. Because in that position, I'm pretty sure he drops off the vehicle, he gets insta-flushed. So that does keep 4th Thrives as a 4-man, which they need because they're right on 105 points. Get themselves 17 more on this match. They set themselves above that Smash ruling. Challenge out for that top 3 as well if we do go all the way to 6 matches, which at internationals does tend to be the way things go down. Yeah, it's not a win though.
Scarface, tight timing on the turnaround here. Being ran down by 4th Thrives. He's calling for the backup and they're starting to swell over. Ooh, so
How
close.
is he alive?
I don't know. He's tucked in, finally found by Frag. He will fall. This is just as the rest of Ulf have pulled up to the party as well. Now they've got a read on this, they know. Instantly peppering the bullets back and there's no reason to be here anymore. Call it quits.
I mean, it's so central. It's not a bad place to play, but I think you're right. Ulf just realizes that going to cut their losses on this one. This stage of the game, trying to get yourself further up in the rankings, not worth it. Take the fight against a team which might be elongated with the nades, been thrown through the windows, playing off the upstairs, can get very dangerous in there. Dropping those mollies as well. Zone 2 though coming up, and Zone 2 will cut in very hard on Miramar. Plenty of fun areas this could head over towards on some hard shifts, can head over towards the high ground now as a highway over towards those fielded areas on the north side. Torre Armada, Cruz de Valle, water treatment also in place, so a lot of elevation as well as very, very shallow spots of the map. So quite a bit of fun here to work with going forward. Loot crate does drop down. This is very good for Nongshim Red Force as well, because as they've noticed with this circle going over towards the north side, they can cut in across Oasis, moving over towards Torre Armada. Enigma Galaxy will be the first team to grab this spot though, coming in from El Pozo. But yeah, I think that Nongshim Red Force cuts out the majority of the queue on this.
For Nongshim, they've had a pretty firm grasp on these games, but there's been some awkward decisions again, mirroring the sentiments we've given out here about some of these sides struggling a little bit when the pressure starting to get to them, eating away at them with the decision making.
I mean, this does feel slow as well, Jackie, for Nongshim, because I think they stopped off almost in Oasis, had to think about what their next move was going to be, and they're still just making it across. It is rocky ground though, so they're slowly finding their way in. But again, the more time they waste on this rotate, the more teams are going to make those wide routes. Furia being one of them. They're actually going to meet them on the roadside probably quite soon. And Furia has not been traveling through the blue. Right now, the rest of Nongshim Red Force are trying to keep themselves at a reasonable HP count. Getting very close now. Might just tuck in.
You've got Ulf here as well that have been hit from pillar to post on their movement throughout this game. They ran into OG. Bit of damage done. I mean, 2 players already hard flushed out. One of them knocked up on the ridge side. It's Aru, the last remaining member, throwing the nades down. That's nearly all of the offensive utility used as well, just the Molotov. So broken bottles and his teammates gone as the fire spreads. Meanwhile, top side, what we touched on before, the Nongshim rundown with Furia still hightailing behind them.
They actually get ahead of them on this as well. But Nongshim Red Force, they're kind of an unsuspected rotation. I think if Furia was keeping an eye on those drop spots, they should know that Nongshim drops towards Ruins and likely has made a very northern rotate, but they're going to take a very, very quick move in. You can see here, Igor's playing bumper cars alongside with them. Are so easy, moves forward. The rest of the team hasn't quite regrouped yet, but they've got the 2-man on this. Igor stops short over towards the concretes, forcing Nongshim Red Force to actually move away. He is quick with the positioning. Not very fun, and all this while the circle has been pulling in here, so Nongshim Red Force might need to make some quick decisions later on. Cruz de Valle actually quite free at the moment, but do you want to go there too early? You might want to now.
The Galaxy on screen now with a wraparound from Alula. Creating some space between them. Ooh, quick getting back in, looking to see if he can spot them out here. Smoke's casting at least enough of a shadow for him to stay tucked for now. Looking to buggy him out of this one. and it's Ralph that's isolated. Oh, there you go. Quick switch on the seats, easy headshot confirmed. And a hard flush, making it far more uncomfortable for Nigma. 3-man squad moves on.
Yeah, unfortunate. Did get down towards the south side of Cruz Davia on that one. Ralph sadly behind. Nongshim continuing on their path forwards. Furia's really hampered them in every single turn on this. Consistently, Igor's dragging the rest of his team to better position, even now moving over towards the north side to get a better beat on where Nongshim Red Force is rotating in. This is really good presence of mind here from Furia, being very proactive of where teams are, gathering that information, and where So Easy's coming in might be combated by Igor's in the future. Oh, he is being so annoying. Alula will find Erin there, and I believe that is Ulf now out.
Wasn't an easy one for Ulf at all here. So many back-to-back fights. She started off losing a man to 4 frags, then consistently just got punished by everyone. Now, Vitality are just sandwiching behind Furia as well on this push-up from Nongshim. You can see the establishing shot here. Overview of where they are on the spread. Let's see why. Got a scope attached. He's got a read on it. Vitality right behind them.
I got the MK14 as well. Be deadly at distance. Ayala spots Vitality, having a peek over. Just trying to figure out what's going on here. Tizzy stayed behind for Nongshim Red Force, ensuring that there wasn't going to be any cheeky rotates over the north side. He's going to get a Rune Awakening pretty soon because Aura is making their way in, so we'll be able to pass that information across. And honestly, for Nongshim Red Force, they might want to swing further down on this and give up position to Furia. Maybe play over towards the ridge side of the road. Does expose some sightlines from Flash, but it is getting really cramped up over towards this northeast side for Nongshim. Furia consistently stealing away those positions. Now Tizzy gets that information now and will move.
Knows you're being chased. Sky jumps out instantly, looking to see if he can get boots on the ground and deal some damage. Rest of the squad still continue to maintain a safe distance behind Tizzy on the follow-up. XZY has turned his attention back round towards that angle to provide support. Oh, bumpy pathway in the buggy, but Tizzy's still going.
That's nice.
Gets over the ridge.
Very smooth. Yeah, good shots from XZY as well to back them off. I mean, takes a little bit of damage, but provided enough support there. Circle heads over towards the west. Alula actually have quite a decent compound here on this one. Nick McGarty can play out from the south side of Cruz Davie. Jiggle, quite an aggressive scout, I would say, over towards Vitality as well as Furia. Doesn't die for it. Milu, shot up by Vitality. We're getting those shots in. Very quiet game so far, other than Ulf as well as OG going down. Even Tops now from Flash moves over towards the mound on the eastern side to check if teams are trying to rotate past them on that south side. So this is like it's very different to a lot of the other games we've seen. Nobody's taking any chances. Everyone's trying to garner as much information as possible on these rotates.
Yeah, it's far more tempered with the plays that are being made. You can see how much quicker teams are to set themselves up when they realize there's a VIP team, one of those squads that are within the smash zone, to attempt to set up to make it uncomfortable for their entryway. Similar setup here down towards the bottom side. You've got a close grouping of 3 of the other smash eligible squads in Aurora, S2G and E Arena.
Aurora late to this one. They stayed in Chumacera for a long, long time, and sort of fair enough to them because this went very northeast on the circle. There has been areas they've found to play in. E-Arena taking this 2-2 split right now. Have to evacuate this compound. Tony K will take shots over towards Doc, who makes it out of there. Gets over towards a little bit of high ground, a little bit of elevation to work with. Actually a playable spot. I mean, he's threaded the needle on that one. The rest of the team can move in.
It pays dividends, but it felt a bit risky initially when I saw the peak over the top of the roof. I was thinking if Doc goes down here, it could have been hellish. The rest of the squad now confident to join him on the push-up. Wow. Hamza G making the plays that we know he can deliver on. That's S2G getting the long-range shot off with a nice knock. Getting a tasty adjustment over. And E-Arena, if they can follow up onto the 3-man squad, there could be a bit of a punishment play coming over. You got Joker off into the distance. S2G still getting a read on this. These three squads were so close to each other that nothing could get past them.
Aurora, yeah, losing one player here, not ideal. Makes a chance at a chicken dinner here in match 5, slightly more difficult. With Alula still controlling center zone. Tiamba, again, went up to down towards 6th as 4 thrives. Able to grab another point here. Nongshim need to move though. So Easy's actually outside in the blue at the moment. Taking a fair bit of damage off the back of this one. And they're really racking their brains of where do they want to go, how do they want to play. I mean, he's still out there. Come on, man. Get in. I don't know what he's trying to say. I think he's waiting for Tops to get off the angle or something. I'm not sure. Finally, will regroup with the team, but burning through meds to do it.
That's been a caveat we've seen happen a couple times for this team. Always feeling like they're kind of somewhat trapped in the dirt and then having to burn a lot of utility, offensive or medical-wise. See what the zone shifts from this, though.
I mean, Alula's living life, right? I mean, it's clear to see that Furia knows that they need to create some space for themselves. They can't really move down towards that southwest side. They'll be on broadside to Vitality as they move in. So this is the likely position next. So a very important fight between Nongshim as well as Furia. Hyunbin takes a lot of damage. Tizzy up front right now, gathering that information, passing it back for the nades to be sent through. Maybe just dipping back down again, realizing that maybe this is not the best of fights for us. It's a long nade, doesn't quite hit on. So Easy will move away. Vitality giving Nongshim a little bit of life force here.
Finally, a pathway's presented, but they've got to fight past teams to get into the safety zone.
Oh, you can play highs on this one, yeah, for sure. It's free, it's open.
All right, just beneath them, that's where Tiamba is stationed, so it's going to work out. They get tucked back in. Finally bypass the awkward setup of the Furia squadron that were advancing towards them. They're chasing somewhat. Flash keeping a bit of the attention off them. The triple threat of Aurora just off in the distance as well. A little bit of a ridge there. Yeah, tuck in, buddy.
Yeah, because Furia could at any moment silhouette themselves on that ridge side. Scary stuff though. But yeah, Nongshim Red Force can play this for the time being. I'm not sure how likely Tiamba's going to allow this to go on without contest. Maybe a couple of nades sent upwards. But yeah, highs and lows here. This is very playable. Usually Tiamba, when you get a central zone like this, it's kind of the guard dogs for where Nongshim Red Force is playing. But with Tiamba being further into the circle here, much better result for them. Yeah, Fury is locked out. So that was a nice swing through from Nongshim Red Force. Some slow decisions today here and there of how they want to play stuff out, but that was a quick maneuver from them. Aurora, Reefus, last left alive here, getting the first aid kit off, and yeah, chicken dinner's not happening. Definitely not likely, as Aurora gains no points on this game.
Oh, there you go. That's the final nade coming through. Tops blowing away. Back up as Reese as they get that one on target. So Reefus removed and Aurora, the lights go out. Fury are advancing though. Looks like they've started to run out of the nades they had available with how many staggered fights they've had, dashing the last few down.
It's actually cool because the way Nongshim Red Force layered on that top side as well, it forced a lot of nades out of Fury, but they're just going to send it. It's going for a dry push right now. Nades are being pulled in the meantime. Oh. Beautiful from Hyunbin.
Really clean engagement.
It's just done.
Yeah, primes it perfectly, blows them away on entry. Fury are chasing them for so long, but no, not today.
Vitality on that north side. I think they heard the commotion, wanted to get involved on it, but the speed at which Furia went down, I mean, there's just no opportunity. Nade goes in, does a lot of damage towards Tizzy. Gonna sit in the corner though. Federales has to move now, back over towards Aura. This next fight between Nongshim and Tiamba will be the decider of how far Nongshim gets into this game. Can't imagine that Tiamba's gonna crumble. Alula's compound becomes very high priority for absolutely everyone. You may see a crash on this.
Risky maneuvers going to become more and more impactful. Here's the replay back over from the Furia crash down onto Nongshim. Look at that
was
nade from
gorgeous.
Hyunbin. Perfect utility play over in a split second.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, the thing is, Vexy on that back line with the Mini 14 did good stuff. Nades go in. So, yeah, this is the fight I was talking about. They're all in one corner right now. Utility still looks good for Nongshim. Molotov towards the back lines. Does a good amount of damage towards Milu. He's burning out. Might actually go down to this. Great molly from So Easy.
But Hyunbin's already set up for this. This is the go signal, but he can't actually win out on the initial fight. A-King replies back, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Only XCY and Tizzy up for Nongshim. 3 players alive for Tianba. Oh, the backstab though!
Come
Gets
on!
around the corner, the back nade misses as Tizzy sends them cratering down! And that's a nice spray, XCY wielding the sniper up close, the quick switch is good!
But Vitality's here to play. Upstairs, the molly goes in. Might just take them all down. And Nongshim is out. Vitality with a nasty third party. What a game from Nongshim though. Very, very difficult one. They made a lot of cool decisions there. Took it as far as they could, but Vitality was always in the wings.
Eyes like a hawk on Vitality as they make that quick adjustment. Oh, S2G as well, bringing the heat straight over to 4-5, so there is no chance to catch your breath now. It's all kicking off. Flash again responding. T24 falls. Vexy upset by Darkin from Ida.
S2G going to make that rollout now over towards Flash. 4 thrives. Looking to finish off what they started here. Zias is down. Tops is just dropping. Desperate smokes. Keep himself alive. Hamzy G will roll on through. Vitality lose Federalis on the background. Ida pushes forward. Alula holding on to this very, very important compound towards the center. Rita does go down to a nice nade coming through from Axel. Can't believe Federalis is still crawling in. He's got to go down soon. Yeah, there you go. Darkin picks him up.
Shots back over from Razak as Vitality gets the shot on to try finish things there. You can see the split on either side with E-Arena still sitting, waiting. Absolute contrast there. S2G, they've been so proactive. 6 elims constantly in play, constantly in flux. E-Arena just waiting blank.
That has been the name of the game for them. They're able to get one more point than previously. The Arena's looking for that finish, looking for that chicken dinner, playing in from that south side. They have the roadside ridge line to play around with. Solkay will find another. Razak goes down, potentially. Oh, just about lives the spray. Good backup there coming through from his teammate. The FE Arena, they're going for the slow game. Oh my goodness me. I mean, how gifted can you get on this one for Alula?
Every time it shifts, they're counting their blessings more and more. No one's taken that risk to try force them out of the position just yet. S2G from long range, that's Vitality. Getting the sight line onto them.
So sad for Ida as well, because they've just dragged themselves out of 16th place. And they're about to be put back down there again.
Ooh, yeah. And that might come quicker than expected. Darkin trapped behind a vehicle. Lost able to grab that one. Another Elim garnered. And this puts them on equal footing as well. 147 to 147. They're climbing up.
Emre takes the knock there. Should be Ida just down now. As Alula gets set up towards that central side to hold off all these teams. E-Arena will clean up the rest over towards the northwest. Swain still up and kicking for Ida though. Desperately trying to stay in 15th. Very unlikely. See how far you can go though on this one. S2G eyeing up that compound. Looking to redeem themselves after that last game. There's certainly a chance here. Up to 8 eliminations on the match.
Lost with a reposition. P90 in the hands. It's Mormon that sprays back over to get the final knock onto Ida. They're out now. The squad's being thinned as Hora also take a deathly blow back over. E-Arena finally getting some shots on the nade.
Good dash.
Oh, mate. S2G. They thought they had that one right on target, but it barely misses.
Dude, 2 out of the 3 teams at the end here could smash right here, right now. For Alula, they have a fantastic position to finish this one out. But the likelihood of this ending in this game, Jackie, very, very high.
They fought so hard, man. The zone moving in again. Alula just waiting, confident. S2G on the back line still.
Yeah.
I mean, the vehicle's still in play, Blank.
I mean, they've just popped all the tires on that buggy, understanding that it's better to have it with no tires than one, and dragging as they move it in. It's going to be slow, sure, but maybe better than nothing down the hillside. Vitality desperately hanging on by a thread at this end game. We're getting down towards stage 9. It's going to pull all these players inwards. More E-Arena desperately living on the sidelines. Goodness me, both teams with a white knuckle grip on this game, holding on for that win, for that victory here at PMWC. Okay. One vehicle, 2 vehicles in play right now for them that look decent. Smokes are starting to be sent out from either side, both S2G as well as E-Arena will be breaking down the gates of Alula soon. Hamzy G attempts to get into the vehicle. Sol K is going to swing wide on this one.
The quick repairs have paid off. Nade still being thrown over, slight shift down. E-Arena running through their line of smokes with their own cars on the move. They got a good sight line blocked off with the smokes they put down, but this has drawn their crosshairs off S2G, but the same will not be said for that squad. Their eyes light up. Bullet shot out downrange, keep the punishment on. Meanwhile, in the midst of all this, Yasha peeks back over. Good work done. One player hard flushed out for E-Arena.
Neither team wants to make the play. Kamikaze is trying to get in. Hamzy G up front, doesn't go very low. He goes, what happened?
He's bounced off the geometry and gone flying up in the sky, but their dreams might be dashed back down to reality as Hamzy G hits the deck. Punishment play onto Alula.
E-Arena with just Joker left alive. Hamzy G trying to keep this game in contention. Lost hits the deck, Nade out, air bounce there. Doesn't get the damage through. The last to make it happen. Gravity, the real villain. What a game. What a finish. For Alula, the arbiters right there at the end. Between tournament-ending teams still being in play. Magnetized onto that compound, orbited by 2 victors. What a disappointing finish for both S2G and the Arena. Not in the sense of disappointing in the gameplay, but just disappointing for them. The circle just was not having it, Jackie.
No, given no blessings. Had to fight for absolutely everything. And even when they took the risk, something went wrong. Sent up flying into the stratosphere, bud, and it's gonna get you a gut-wrenching feeling.
Dear me, dear me. Great tracking though from Alula. Give him that.
Weird angle, but ready for it instantly. One more game then.
One more game. Finish on the last. Will we get a smash on that last game? There's a lot of teams in contention for it. It still could be that 4th place squad that wins it all, that takes it all. Nongchin Red Force counting their lucky stars that they were able to still do good in that game, because S2G is catching them up off the back of that one. E-Arena was also able to put up good points, getting up towards 3rd place. But at least S2G's put themselves in a position now where they could still win off points alone if they have another good match here.
Playing a blinder right up until the end. But my God, unexpected twist on that one. Didn't know Arrow was going to go that way, mate. It definitely caught me off guard, and I imagine it was the same for them amongst it all. Alula, though, doing what they had to do. Denying out both teams from ending the tournament early. Starving off victory for at least another game.
They didn't want to end in 16th place. That's what happened there. But we'll be back real soon for the final match here at PMWC.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
When you least expected, Al Ula Esports takes us to the final match, which is going to be upcoming here at PMWC at EWC 26. Welcome back, everybody. My name is the 7WG, joined by Lace, Maxman, and Neptura. And Max, I'm going to go straight to you because another heartbreak here for S2G at the end.
Oh man, I feel bad for them, man. Like the last one was like, hey, great, we got another game. And I'm like, oh, that must feel kind of bad if you're S2G or an S2G fan. But you know what? Al Ula, they started off the day in 16th position and they are literally alone as their main team, right? Able to keep the tournament going, getting rid of E-Arena, getting rid of S2G and keeping it going with those 22 points. Also, extra prize pool. Al Ula gonna be loving it.
They are going to be loving it. We see E-Arena there in third in regards to the points. Being able to secure 10 points, they're still, if for some reason, nobody else wins via the Smash rule after this match, Lace, it will come down to the points. So these points that these squads are getting with S2G 15, E-Arena 10, and then Nongshim Red Force as well with 7, they could come into play.
I mean, yeah, a lot of teams, you've got to realize that this is the right time to maximize all your eliminations to move you up on that leaderboard because that's some cash money, baby. But I mean, look, from this position, even from E-Arena, they were kind of going to lose this regardless. S2G had that position to sort of push them around that west side, and Al Ula obviously had the compound the entire time. So it was going to be denied. Denied, regardless of, you know, sort of their movement in from that. But look, S2G and this situation flung into the air, obviously, off of that, and then not being able to get that nade of the, you know, positioning in that middle, the teammate, sorry, on Al Ula. I'm getting it together. I'm just upset. Clearly, I'm upset, guys. I'm upset. But I'm not upset because if we go one more game, and I'm very excited for this to happen. But look, we're going to have another one in this situation, and it's going to go to the mountain, guys. I'm calling it. It's going to get crazy.
Which mountain? There's many.
Pora Mountain.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, that's where Nongshim Red Force won in PMMI, so actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And guess who won the last match yesterday in Miramar?
I forgot, actually. Can
No,
remind
you just said it. Nongshim Red Force.
Okay. I was like, wait, what do we do?
Come on, it was an easy layup right there for you, Max. But yeah, Nongshim Red Force, they've been able to showcase that they can actually win, not only at PMMI, but here as well in the finals when we end up going to Miramar, when we end up going to the final match. Aurora found themselves very, in just an unfortunate situation, especially with the circle, with the rotation that this team had to make.
I have strong words for Aurora, which I will not be saying here. But just one play I'd like. Don't worry, I won't say it. Maybe later. No, I'm so confused because yes, it was a really difficult entry into zone. They couldn't really get a very easy way in. They were trying to thread through a couple of different teams there. But for me, they made that initial push in between EA and S2G right on the road. They actually moved in. Doc found a position, but then the entire team all came in and just went, we're just going to spread around. We're going to drive. We're going to have a little Sunday drive. It's nice. It's good weather. It's the desert. It's fun. And it's like, just stay on the position. You found a position. Stay there. Play from there. You could have won the game. They had a really decent position. EA, from the similar side of zone, got a third place. So, you know, again, it all comes down to what I was saying earlier about Nongshim in that one Erangel game where Al Ula went and won from the position I thought Nongshim should have taken. If if Aurora had taken EA's position, we could have had a win from them as well.
We could have, but one team that was able to do a great defense was Nonshim Red Force against Furia, Max.
Oh, I'm loving it. Like, sure, they don't win it, but that was such a clean, instantaneous fight. Like, I saw John for a second. He blinked and he missed the fight. Here we go. They go for the crash. Hyunbin cooking up that nade. Look at the nade. In 1, 2, 3, boom, gone. He's done. Chief couldn't do anything. And instantly, the synergy, the timing, they just go on a full-on aggression. They push. They counter-push onto Furia. And because of that, they don't lose a single player and barely take any damage. That is the Nongshim Red Force I want to see more consistently throughout these games. It goes to show that they have what it takes to be a champion, but sometimes it's a bit topsy-turvy. But Nongshim Red Force looking so good in that particular fight.
And it's this kind of thing, right, that I was talking about with Nongshim, is like the presence of mind they have. Do you know how not panicked, how calm, cool, and collected you have to be to do that? And Nongshim coming into second place here. I mean, it's so close behind S2G.
For S2G right now in first place, a 7-point lead. Aurora Gaming in third place, E-Arena. Nobody else was able to join the Smash Zone here as we're going to be heading into the final match of PMWC at EWC 26. Nigma Galaxy, 106 points. There's still a lot of money at stake here, Lace, between all these squads, even if they cannot win it via Smash Roll.
Yeah, and even if you have a look at Tiamba and the way that they were able to move up this leaderboard from just a few games, you know, this is where the money happens, and it's incredibly exciting, obviously, moving into this. You know, obviously, we have a look at S2G, 154 points. If none of these sort of get into that position, they'll capitalize it. They have been getting those positions in late game to get those extra placement points, so it is looking good for them. But yeah, I've got to hand it to Max. I'm feeling like a Nongshim. I feel like that this is going to be the closeout. S2G have had 2 opportunities, and I said you only get 1, so the third one may not happen.
This is looking like one of the best finishes we have had at a global event for PUBG Mobile Esports. S2G Esports, we know they're going to be showing up, especially right now with the 7-point lead that they have. Nonshim Red Force showing that they can win via Smash Roll. They could be challenging as well, not just via the points. They could be challenging for the win. Aurora Gaming, we know what that team is capable of, Max. In E-Arena, all they need is just 1 match, even if they have been kind of non-existent today.
Yeah, today's definitely been a bit of a slow one for the side of E-Arena, but look at the top of the rankings. 3 wins, 2 wins, and 2 wins for, at the end, Aurora Gaming and E-Arena. We've been threading the needle. We've been barely missing out on this smash ruling happening for these teams, but now I feel like it's finally time to get the smash ruling on Miramar. These teams, sure, maybe a few fumbles here and there, but they're going to throw everything at the wall and hope it sticks and finally become your PMWC 26 at EWC 26 Grand Champions. They're on the second page, and Niptura, still more money is there to be gained.
And it's all still so close, right? So we're so used to seeing big gaps between these teams, but look at this. Ulf 98, Hora 98, Team Vitality 83, Alula 80 with that win
big
coming
jump
in there. Massive jump for them, up into 13th place. And, you know, when we are talking about that prize pool coming down to the final game here in Paris, we're looking at some really decent jumps up in that rank, jumps up in that prize pool. All these teams are going to be fighting.
Yeah, I want to take a look at the top 5 players so far, though, because that MVP, it's not going to be coming from the winning team. It can come from a different team as well. But right now, it's none other. Usually, we're used to talking about Hyunbin. Max, you might have a new player to fanboy over because Tizzy is popping off.
To be honest, out of all the players on this team, I'm really happy. Tizzy has been, in particular, this last game, got so much done in Miramar. Loving how he's been able to perform. Of course, Hyunbin, big fan of him. But Sleepy, the fact he's up here is quite surprising, but also not so surprising because his damage is very high because he is right, Niptura, usually a long-range player. Mini 14, DMRs, he's going to be using it, so that's going to be buffing up your damage quite a bit. But I got to say, quite surprising that Scarface is up there, knowing Ulf is quite low on the rankings.
I mean, I think it comes down to who's the clutch player in a team, right? Even if the team isn't doing too well, he can still be the one getting the knocks, getting the damage, getting that survival time as well. Scarface has often been a solo for that team. We've seen it from several teams, actually, where that last solo lasts until 3rd, 2nd place, gets that damage, gets those long-range shots, just trying to pressure teams. And so, in that way, yeah, it's probably pretty on par that, you know, they're on that MVP list.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be looking at those top 4 teams because those teams, I mean, any of those top 4 teams could end up winning it, whether it's S2G, whether it's Nongshim Red Force, whether it's Aurora Gaming, even E-Arena. you know what? I'll scratch away that you have had a bad day here, Arena, because right now, this is your moment to shine if you want to be able to lift that trophy, if Ravenclaw wants to win here again. But let's take a look at this head-to-head between Nonsham Red Force and S2G, and this is for today. And you can see which team has been performing better overall, and it's none other than S2G.
Yeah, you might be saying the survival time is actually relatively close for the two teams, but the fact that with a similar survival time, the average placement point of S2G is an extra 2 ranks higher compared to Nonsham Red Force is highly impressive. They've been very consistent, of course. 3 chicken dinners throughout the entirety of the finals, were also looking good back in the group stage. I feel like S2G, if they just don't have those shaky finishes, I feel like they might be one of the most likely teams to end it with a smash.
Yeah, I was looking, we're looking at the pre-show, right, looking at the head-to-head between Aurora and S2G, and I did say, S2G, yes, they have those wins, but they're hot and they're cold, and today we've seen a different version of this team, a different side to them, one that's far more consistent, one that's always there, under pressure, in the top 5. It's really nice to see, Max.
In particular, you saw in the top 4, you had Aurora Gaming. Top, this has been his dream for years and years and years, and he's finally on the brink once again. Is the curse of the second place going to come back to haunt him, or can he finally wrap it up and get that win?
It's going to come down to what kind of circle they're going to be getting. Are you going to be getting blessed, or are you going to have to just fight your way through all the way to that win so you can lift that trophy? S2G, Nonsham Red Force, Aurora Gaming, and E-Arena. Any of those 4 teams can win it as we're heading to the final match, the final Miramar of PMWC at EWC 26. Hot Jukes, John Allen, take it away.
The sword of Damocles swings both ways, and 4 teams now stand atop the pack. Their chance to make history here in Paris and crown themselves the champions with one more chance to do so. Will it be a heavy hammer that smashes the tournament, or will we find a points victory?
And we're about to find out in Miramar. You can take a look. E-Arena, so far on the day, haven't put up hardly any points except for that rondo, but it was enough to put them in that smash zone. All it takes is one game, one chicken dinner to become our champions. It's about to find out who's got that ice water in their veins, who's got that clutch factor, because that's what it's going to take in order to take this one home.
Hey, Nonsham Red Force have won via smash rule before. Maybe they can do it again in the 11th hour, right down to the wire, but they have some stiff competition. At the top of the tables, the points matter as well. Every single point you earn, so important, and those chicken dinner tiebreakers as well. At the moment, I mean, if one of the top 4 teams wins, they win by smash rule, but there are 2 teams with 3 chicken dinners, 2 teams with 2. Those tiebreakers are going to be so important. Those placements that you've been earning over the last 17 matches will come in clutch, and every single molecule of brain power needs to be focused on one singular goal. Finding every single point you can.
Or getting that win. It's either one or the other. And there are still so many squads that can win this. 4 in particular, all in the smash zone. That's going to be the ones that we are going to be keeping an eye on locked. Because I guarantee you, one of them's going to be taking home $500,000. Second place, $250,000. Look around this arena. This is what everybody came for. Not second place, not a good tournament, a world title. 1 game left, and somebody is about to play the most important match of their life. This is it, folks. The PUBG Mobile World Cup at Esports World Cup 2026 live in Paris. We're about to drop into our final match.
Miramar will be the final arena that our gladiators will take to for your entertainment. So Paris, make some noise. The final match is here. Let's get it underway. The plane path sends us over and into the final stretch.
Let's get into it. You can take a look at the overall rankings right now. S2G, Nongshim Red Force on top. If this goes to points, they are by far your favorites right now. E-Arena, such a threat though. All it takes is the win, and honestly, it's what they need. They have to win this if they want to be crowned your champions.
21 points behind S2G right now. Yeah, they definitely need to get a chicken dinner on side to win this tournament and give that 3-time title over to Schweppes. Allow Ravenclaw to be that winning coach, transitioning from that player role. It would be a beautiful story, but E-Arena have given us cause for pause when we think about their potential to take home those chicken dinners. They have had the highest scoring chicken dinner of any team pretty much ever at this level of PUBG Mobile, but it has not been seen for a while. Maybe the pressure will be able to turn things around for them. At the moment, I'm seeing Aurora pretty close to Flash, though, on the hot drop, potentially in the south.
Well, speaking of the south, that's where we're headed. The zone going all the way down south. Teams are going to have to get looted up and get moving. It's Reefus with the Winchester. No way he starts this off like this. Oh, mighty close. Team Flash getting away with that. Uh-oh. Nice return fire there from Win. Just say, hey, calm down with that Winchester, buddy. All right? You better wait till end game to get that going.
All right. I do love the Winchester. There's more damage coming on, and this is, again, Aurora harrying the retreat here for Team Flash. Team Flash, who have managed to find some late in the day points to send them up the tables. Trying to compete with that middle pack. They are right in and amongst it in the thick of that 5th through 10th through 11th, actually, melee in the middle to try and jump up on the prize pool. Tens of thousands of dollars on the line if you can do it.
Absolutely. It's the prize pool jumps significantly every single placement. And I'll tell you one thing you guys got to do for the final time. Get in the game, get into that lucky spin, and drop one of those exclusive 2026 PMWC tournament sets.
Oh, yeah.
Get them before they're gone. And looking at these leaderboards, top 4, looking pretty much as a lock at this point, right? I mean, we're going to see these top 4 in that range, right?
Yeah.
The difference is just where are they going to end up? Just a reminder, folks, this is a $3 million prize pool in this tournament total. $1.7 million about to be given away in just a few minutes. First place, $500,000. Second place, $250,000. Third, $150,000. And fourth, $120,000. So all 4 of these teams are going away with a whole bunch of cash, but there's a whole lot more at the tippy top.
The chicken dinner to these 4 teams is worth $375,000. That's right. That is the right price to put in your best effort to make it work. And nobody wants to step a foot out of line. It needs to come through, and they need it now. Godlike, they're taking a turn around Impala, but Tianba a little bit ahead of the curve. And down they go, finding that first elim. First blood has been drawn.
And that is Manya out of this tournament. Great, good signs of life from Godlike. I mean, they had some really big games. It's just the consistency that seemed to plague them here. For their first time at a World Cup, it's so difficult to face a challenge like this. I think they definitely gave it their all. I think time will definitely show them, and they'll get that seasoning going, and we'll see them rank up the leaderboards in the future for sure.
I've also loved watching 4 Thrives over the course of this tournament.
Yes.
Topping their group stage, able to do a lot of work and really impressing here. Currently in 6th place, a chance to jump up to 5th place in that, as I said before, that 5th to 11th place melee. They are very much in flux. But what I think the most important story for me when it comes to 4 Thrives is that it was not a flash in the pan performance back in PMGO. They have managed to improve and consistently keep that improvement under their belt. There have been times where they've got a little crazy with it. I have to say, back in those group stages, some crazy flex outs. One springs to mind over on that military finish that they were on the south side of the runway and just going for it. But Absolutely impressive stuff for this 4Thrives roster. They should be so proud to be able to put this sort of a record down on this tournament. And I'm sure we'll be seeing them again.
That's for sure. I want to see almost all these teams stay together. I mean, this was one heck of a tournament. I think every single squad here, for the most part, has what it takes. It's just a matter of time here. It's really tough, though, when you deal and face some of the best teams on the world that have been doing it for so long. And we're starting to see Ulf get into it with OG. Battle ringing out. Here we go.
Let's see if Scarface can put that MVP title on the cards as well, because two of his teammates are down. He's going to need to come up big. Him and Aaron playing off of one another. Two titanic forces on the inside of the compound against 3 players from Orangutan total. I don't know if they're all here and in the fight, though, but Ketch will get flushed away. And they are now, all 3, looking to take this fight. Aaron on the outside, but Scarface can't.
OG gonna get 4 eliminations. And that is it for Ulf for this tournament. Give him a round of applause here, folks.
Ulf, all things considered, I think people may have expected more from this roster coming into this tournament. 10th place, likely slipping down further than that as well. Not what they were aiming for, but they did manage to get to those finals. They did manage to qualify alongside their countrymen. And again, there is so much potential there. So much star power, so much still left to give. But they can't give it here. It's done for them.
That is it. Gives teams like Aura, Vitality, opportunity to push themselves further up in the leaderboards and grab some more cash here. As this is one insane prize pool in this tournament. Let's take a look, though, at Nongshim Red Force, the biggest threat in the lobby, if not for S2G. They have been dominant all day long, and they could definitely take this one. Just a quick flashback for everybody that missed it. PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational, not too long ago, global event. Nongshim Red Force smashed in the last match. They have been here before. They felt this pressure, and they succumbed it over, made it, and that is what you gotta do. So out of all the teams in this lobby, Nongshim Red Force, they know what it feels like to be here.
They have borne this burden before. Will they be able to raise that knee off the ground and shrug like Atlas, the weight of the world? On the western side, they are behind Aurora, one of their direct competitors, and we're going out all the way east. It's a long road, but I tell you who's already at the end of it, S2G. In the shadow of the Labendita crater right now on the southeast side, Dukes, they may have another opportunity here. They have had so many in these last few games to find those smashes. Is this the one? But they have to fight against Godlike for the compound.
Here they go, folks. S2G battling it out with Godlike. Kamikaze getting caught by the nade. A devastating blow. And the finish! It's S-Power looking to crush the dreams of S2G.
Another! S-Power ruining the dreams for S2G, and Turkiye may have it all dashed here, has lost the last to stand. God Power putting an end to the run, but he's still got one more player, a little bit of fire left in the heart, but it is not enough. S2G are done!
A massive blow to the lobby. So close to winning this tournament in the past 2 matches, and they go out as the second team in the last game. All eyes are on those leaderboards to see if they can hang on. Meanwhile, 4Thrives looking to tear this up as they are putting in the work onto Godlike.
A little bit of burn, a little bit too hot underfoot, but it's just S-Power now. We've seen what he can do with these nades. Can he do it again?
Looks good.
Nade out the window, doesn't get the block. T24 still launching himself forwards. This is a madman.
S-Power, though, ain't done yet. This man is a one-man army putting in the work for eliminations. He's finding the angles. He cannot be stopped. It's S-Power, baby.
We
Rampart mark here on Thermopylae. S-Power Leonidas, a king amongst kings. They can't quite make that top spot, but my God, they can give it a thrill.
Woo! S-Power showing the whole world he's got the stuff. He's got what it takes. And refusing to go down here in the last match of this tournament.
Meanwhile, teams across the board are making their way to the zone. 3 teams still in that smash potential. Nongshim have lost a player. Through all of that chaos, they are down to 3. Aurora out on the western side. North Hills of Los Leones. E-Arena, they're in the shadow of La Bendita. Right near to this fight on the northwest side of this, where S2G used to be. S-Power now has to deal with Orangutan.
Woo, but this man is I'm telling you, by himself, putting in so much work, but IQ finally shutting down the monster that is S-Power.
Finally taking a final breath within the lobby. And Admino now, the Lone Ranger for Godlike, to try and ladder up. Maybe jump past Ulf with 6 elims on card. They might have a chance here. Orangutan looking to do the same, but they've only got 2 players. You can see off in the distance, though, a crash from E-Arena. Moving over towards Ida. Ida really not being providing of much resistance over the course of these finals, but maybe they'll be able to find it. Finally, digging deep, and down goes Schweppes.
The top teams are getting devastated. Nongshim Red Force lost a player, and now it's Ida. Oh, but Joker shuts down Darkin. A huge 1v1 play, keeps his team alive, and it looks like they're gonna hold on to 3 for now.
Nade over. Swain cooking a nade. Wants to answer. Doesn't connect with it. Darkin off in the distance. Emre also still in action, but not quite on the angle. Ooh, bad nade on the bounce. Doesn't quite find it. As Godlike do get eliminated, but there's one underfoot. Dashes back with the MG3. Needs to find something. Needs to get a big cannon spray down, but not to happen. Emre now, the last for Ida. And he's completely off in the distance. No way he can get back to this. So for E-Arena, they managed to make their way south, but Nigma Galaxy are cresting the ridgeline.
Here comes Nigma Galaxy. And I'll tell you one thing, folks. S2G fans everywhere are rooting for every single team to take out these top squads, because right now they're still at the top of the leaderboards here. It's just these teams below them that can surpass them. They have a little bit of a point gap, but Nongshim Red Force, Aurora, and E-Arena are still alive, and they're putting up points. E-Arena already has 4, but they are down a player.
That they are. And on the northwest side, we said before, to win this one, it's likely a chicken dinner needed for them. Aurora with 4 players alive, but they have got the blue zone biting at their heels right next to Horror. They will need to push up a little bit further and get into the fight. In the meantime, IQ, the last player alive for 4 Thrives. This has been a devastating position for so many, and IQ wants to dish out a little bit more pain here. Around the corner, spots the shotgun-wielding player from Orangutan, but nobody steps out through the threshold, goes for it, darts in, and nobody's connecting. Jukes, they're not figuring out whose turn it is.
IQ putting in the work there with the shotgun, ends up getting some more shots on the Wisconsin, finds the angle.
Nice.
IQ making the plays here at the end.
Next circle coming on in as well. The circle shrinks pretty central here. Does not favor Aurora or Nongshim Red Force, 2 of our really crucially placed teams, but gives E-Arena a little slither of it on that western side. The difficulty for E-Arena, though, the surround on their position by those roads. They act like rivers on Miramar, very frequently finding it very difficult to get across.
Let's see if they can hang on. They know they need to do more if they want to take this tournament. Meanwhile, S2G just having to wait and watch. Hope that they did enough and can hold on and take this tournament. This zone, though, proving to be very difficult. Nigma Galaxy, Coops ends up getting caught out. And he is out of the game. Nigma Galaxy gonna have to do it with 2 players remaining.
S2G, despite being out, may still be able to hold on. if the three competing teams go down, Nongshim have to go down first. On this south side, their approach is not the easiest. They are very spread out right now. I mean, it could be that S2G didn't need a single point in this game.
It's possible, but 7 points. 7 points will 100% guarantee Nongshim Red Ford.
7-point game from their position on the southwest side. I mean, it's difficult. Lord trying to survive for Enigma Galaxy. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride in these finals. They've always been present, they've always been relevant, but have not been able to find those clutch moments, those glimmers of greatness that really step you up to those top spots.
Man, great tournament overall for Enigma Galaxy, considering that they're in 7th place, dealt with a lot of hot drops off the rip.
True.
I can't wait to see what this team does in the future, and it's interesting to think about those 2-2 splits in Erangel, you know? If they maybe made some adjustments, who knows what could have happened, but still, you know, a good, solid finish from this squad. But at the end of the day, they always end up wanting top 3 positions. Only a few can have it, though.
Hey, talking of comebacks, I mean, Tianba, what a resurgence today. They have done themselves so proud. And I am so pleased with the fact that they've been able to dig so deep today and put so many points back on the board. They're in 6th place right now, and with 4 drives on 1 player alive, there's a real chance they could jump up into that 5th place and take that spot away from them. As Enigma Galaxy do go down. They are out 7th place right now. Pretty likely that they drop down further with both Flash and Furia behind them.
It's going to be interesting to see. Oh, here we go. Nongshim Red Force versus E-Arena. The biggest fight in this tournament could be happening right now. Nongshim Red Force do have the high ground, though, so they should be able to get this res.
But they will. They put 2 players out there. It goes away from this position. Everyone's going to have to leave. Meanwhile, 4 thrives do finally fall. They will go out. But again, very, very pleased with their performance over the course of this tournament. Happy to see them here. Hoping to see them again. Meanwhile, whilst Nongshim and E-Arena have their standoff, Aurora have their challenges on the other side of the circle. Alola, who spoiled the day for our 2 teams that could do it last time, now have Aurora to battle off against. They're a little bit pressured as another knock comes on through. Quick already down. Will not be in the fight. 2 players for Aurora to get rid of before they could own these East Hills.
Hey, Aurora Gaming getting some knocks on the Alula, but at the same time, they're saying, thank you, Alula, for that last game. Oh, man.
Very true.
Did you save us? Because that could have been over just like that. But Aurora, this could have been the opportunity for them. It is looking pretty good. They still have, they're the only team in the top 4 with all 4 players up. And a good solid position in this next zone. Can't afford to lose a single player. They catch Claws out. And that's another point on the board.
Nongshim.
Nongshim in trouble. That's Tizzy done. They're down to 2.
One of their strongest players now out of the mix, and that is going to leave just Shunbin and XZY to try and put as many points on the board as they can, but they are dwindling. The fire is being blown, is being blustered, leaning this way and that, starting to look threadbare.
Oh, the fire starting to look like embers here. It's not looking good for the side of Nongshim Red Force. Losing Tizzy is a huge loss. We saw it earlier on the desk. This was pretty much almost your MVP gone. Now it's up to none other than Hyunbin, though, and XZY. Still 2 massive players. They just want to put some points up on the board, but even then, that might not be enough, because Aurora are still there. They can surpass them. XZY with the drive, trying to survive here, find any place in this circle. He finds a smoke, gonna have to hit the deck, and he holds on for now, but everybody is looking in this direction.
This 2-2 split from Furia I'm starting to question it now. I feel like the time is right for a regroup, but they think otherwise. A 2-2 split of this magnitude is so vulnerable when we get in towards stage 6. Teams are going to look to crash. Aurora on that north side, potentially moving up towards Chief. On that edge of the circle on the northern side. Arena also now marshalling their forces. I said these roads can act like rivers. Let's see if they've got their paddle.
And E-Arena are putting up points in the final game. They are making some noise here. They've got 4 eliminations. They're still rocking a trio. Joker starting to keep his eye on Team Flash. Looks like the fight might be imminent here. But Team Flash got to decide what they're going to do. Joker's going to have an angle, and he's going to tell his teammates, hey, look, these teams are right here. Let's start taking some shots. Bose is on the back line, though. That's going to be the biggest threat for E-Arena.
Trying to get a little bit further forward, but Mormon's been spotted. There are only 3 players, remember. A move back up to the top of the hill there.
Interesting.
To re-bolster the position for Bose, maybe grab him on the vehicle, a run out on the other side, potentially what they're thinking about, but they're up to the road. They have to move further.
Nice shots from Joker, though, to be able to buy some time against Team Vitality, because Team Vitality are now looking in this direction. The zone is away from them. This is stage 6. They cannot afford to eat any blue zone here, but they may have to. There's no choice. So many shots are ringing in this direction, and they do not have their position locked down in this next circle.
Absolutely not. Really a lot of tenuous positions, and Fury are finally now looking to go for their regroup down to their south. You can see that northern side starting to make that mad dash across. Aurora could potentially cut through it. They don't actually manage to go all the way, but Reefus spots it, gets that knock. They have to get out of the vehicle, and this is exactly what I was worried about for Furia. They held their 2-2 split too long, and now they might be in the boiling, baking deserts of Miramar. But they are out in the cold. Chief now a lone ranger on the position. And Aurora all too happy to slurp that point away, get themselves closer and closer to the top.
All too happy and looking all too solid right now. Aurora are looking dangerous. The whole lobby needs to be put on notice. The airburst, Chief, he felt that one. S2G, you can see him. They are hoping and praying here as Chief's on fire, and that's going to be him down. Another point for the side of Aurora Gaming.
They haven't confirmed it yet, but finally the flames lick too hot, and he will fall. Ayala and Igor's, I mean, that's it was just they held that split way too long. They didn't go for that regroup in time, and they had paid the price for it. It could be quite an expensive one as well, given where they are on the tables in 9th place. They had a real opportunity to jump up fairly high and get things going, but the southwest side now, Jukes, is looking pretty hot. E-Arena could potentially get involved here if Flash, Horror, and Nongshim Red Force have that scrap.
They're gonna have to, because I'm gonna tell you one thing here, folks. This is where Aurora Gaming work their best, with the zone to their backs. Nobody behind them, only needing to focus forward and start putting some points on the board. Looks like Hyunbin's gonna get one, though. The duo of Nongshim Red Force still not out of this one just yet. Hyunbin having to hit the deck, though, buy some time. Can he at least get that confirmation? He does have 2 eliminations so far, but shots ringing out in every direction. It's not looking good here for Nongshim.
Oh, it is going to be a tough time for them, but they are much more central than a lot of other teams, and these South Hills will need to conclude. Quite inaccessible, but look at the bullets keeping him suppressed. And XZY go down. So close. And if Nongshim fall, S2G are going to be a little bit safer. But with Aurora taking a knock from Alola, the last player alive from it, a second as well. 2 players down from Aurora. Is it all coming crashing down around their ears?
They are outside of the zone now as it's shifted. They got 30 seconds on the clock to get these reses going and to be able to support their teammates. But Team Vitality are looking in this direction. They got nothing to lose at this point, and they are looking straight at them. Can Aurora get these reses? They're desperate. They're moving as fast as they possibly can. 20 seconds on the clock now, and it looks like they just might do it. When it comes to Nongshim Red Force, though, it's up to one single player, and it's none other than Hyunbin.
He needs a Herculean effort to do it. Aurora getting rolled up on by Furia. Oh no, Dark is down. Top is low. Seoul needs to anchor for them, but he's fallen too. And Aurora are crumbling.
Top goes down. It's down to one single player for Aurora Gaming to make this happen. Dogship Red Force are out. One player from Aurora, 3 from E-Arena, and S2G trying to hold on. It's up to Reefus all by himself. They're looking in his direction. He's got to move. He's getting shot up. That's his it. He's got to get the shots.
Oh, it's so close. He gets the spray. And there goes the other with the nade. Reefus is down. And now it's only E-Arena who can take it away from S2G. They need a chicken dinner. But down is Joker. They have to hold the middle because they are in the center.
Oh, and you could see S2G, the nerves at an all-time high. E-Arena, though, on the move. Full laydown. It's down to the duo. They have 137 points right now. This is going to be very difficult for them, but this duo is still alive. If they somehow steal this win, it's tournament over, and E-Arena will win a world title for Thailand.
But it's looking much more likely that Turkey will be able to take that global stage by storm. At the top of the tables right now, S2G denied their chicken dinners, but will still eat hearty tonight if E-Arena fall by the wayside here. They started the day at the top of the pile, but they are getting slowly whittled down with 2 players left.
Turney
K goes low, but stays up for a moment longer. And these elims are getting away. They are just slowly creeping down. And E-Arena are low. Down goes Foreman for S2G. It's only Turney K who can take it away from them. And he is in the fight.
The crowd is excited. They're on their feet. S2G making some noise here. As it's one player left, one Turney K that is in the way of a world championship title, and that is it! That is it, folks! Your PUBG Mobile World Cup and Esports World Cup 2026 champions are S2G!
The Titans from Turkey will reign supreme in Paris. They will take that trophy, they will bring it back, and they will hold their line. Denied so many times today, but in the final moments, they were able to sit back. I don't think they were relaxed, but they will take the top spots.
They're gonna go home with $500,000 and plenty of time to regrow those nails on their fingers, baby. That is what I'm talking about. Twice they could have won this. You can see the looks on their faces thinking there's no way we lost this tournament. Are you kidding me? But consistency pays off.
They were able to keep it under control. The teams at the top could not go the distance. They did not have the stamina. And Tiamba looking to close this one out, looking like they're in control. And again, what a resurgence from Tiamba in the final day. It's looking like they might take that 5th place just outside of the top spots as they're closing us down. But again, the story is all Turkey, all day, S2G!
They've done it! S2G, hang on! And your champions, live here in Paris, France. Man, did they deserve it. Working so hard, game after game. Almost winning it by Smash. But it's points that hang on, the tears ring out, and let's take it on over to the studio to wrap this one up.
Kamikaze and the rest of the squad just shining when nobody was expecting them to become the champions, Max. Turkey back on top of PUBG Mobile Esports.
It is going to Turkey here right now. Kamikaze lost. Ham CG and Solke making history for Turkey once more. How do they just keep doing it? Solke, since the OG days, is still here delivering performance after performance, and now we'll be lifting that trophy.
And such a calculated decision from them throughout every game. 1 chance down, 2 chance down, but it was enough to take the title home. Every single play from S2G was immaculate.
Fantastic stuff coming in from S2G. Once they do it, twice they do it. They were so close. They get just a little mistake, a little fumble, but finally they don't get the win, but it doesn't matter. S2G are our champions. What a play, what a game, what a day for this squad.
A team that didn't start off too hot in the first day, but boy were they able to bounce back with those wins that they were able to get in the second day, propelling them to the top of the leaderboard and challenging for that first place.
We had so many teams looking so good at the top right. The 4 teams all contesting a spot for the championship to be crowned your champions. But I would have to say S2G, the most improved team going into this event from the group stage, making it right to the finals. And it was close. It was down to the wire. It was a 3-way tie at one point today. But they do take it home. And keep in mind, PMGC later on this year will be happening in Turkey here. Will S2G be able to do the international back-to-back?
S2G will be looking to win another trophy back at home, but I think it's time we send it over to Barney. I want to see these players lift that trophy and crush some keys.
Yes, that is right, of course. After a nail-biting day 3 of PMWC, your champions are, of course, S2G. I have to ask, that final game, that must have been the longest game of your life. How did that feel? Solke, I'll ask you, buddy.
Son maç hayatınızın herhalde en uzun maçıydı. Sizin için nasıl hissettirdi? Solkay sana soruyor.